Did you like it though? Did you
Double tap.
What's good, YouTube? We got the one and only Jay back with us, and aka the Twitter bully, aka Mr. Don't Pay His Bets.
Wow.
Aka Mr. Harlem Shake. You know, he is back in town.
It's tragic. That's the worst intro ever.
Man, so how you feeling about this rookie class, man?
I like it. I think it's some top end talent at most areas other than running back. I do think there's I think the running back room is getting a bad rap, actually. I do think there's some talent there, and we're gonna see in the combine. It's gonna be like one or two guys, probably two or three guys that separate themselves from the rest of their pack and might earn substantial draft capital. I got a couple ideas on who that might be, but yeah, man, I think it's good top end talent at almost every position. It's a lot of depth at almost every position except for tight end and running back.
Yeah. Who knows? It might be more depth at running back than we think. I haven't did a deep dive on the tight end. I haven't updated the tight ends. I know I had a few people that I need to update to make sure and see how good they are, but it might end up being a good tight end class. I'm just not sure yet. But the running backs, yeah. Running backs, people go devalue the running backs every year. I mean, this is
how the game go.
Yeah, I think that's just it is what it is. Even when we get the good people, it might not be that many people that get good draft capital. So that just is what it is.
So I think we definitely had an elite talent at running back last year, right? With Bijan Robinson. And he might have disappointed as far as like what the expected fantasy points might or could have been, but we knew he was a first round talent. People were on the fence about everybody else as far as like, so when Jahmyr Gibbs got drafted 12th overall, people were like, oh, damn, like no one saw that coming, right? But I think that's gonna happen every year. Like we're gonna see a couple guys get drafted at the running back position within the first 2 rounds, and we need to stop acting surprised. You know,
I don't know. That was a big surprise.
Nobody, it was.
So we knew Bijan was gonna go first round, but for Gibbs to go that early, jeez, you know.
Right.
So I mean, it does happen. It does seem to happen every year. I can almost guarantee it won't happen this year, but it does.
First round, no. But are you as a fantasy player, right? Let's say you play in redraft. Are you does it matter to you if the running back was drafted in the first round or the second round?
It doesn't.
Yeah.
I think for me, I want my running backs drafted in at least the top 3 rounds to feel comfortable. You know, the earlier the better, you know, for me to feel comfortable. When they start getting drafted in the 4th round, I know they can really care less about the running back. Like,
right.
Maybe they'll give them a chance, but guess what? They'll move on as quick as they gave you that chance.
Mm-hmm. And I think when they invest a first or second round pick for both first or second round, that they want to get you the ball, right? They're investing in this position, which is why we were so baffled when the Seahawks got Zach Charbonnet. I said all that to say, if one or two of these running backs go in the second round, I guarantee you, they're going to skyrocket as far as like fantasy stock.
We just got to figure out what running back will do that.
I know we're talking about wide receivers today, but I'm excited to have that conversation with you if you want to have it.
Whatever you want to talk about. I mean, we could. Well, I don't know how long I got with you because you know you, man.
Yeah.
So I
That's a
mean,
good point. That's a good point. Let's go ahead,
yeah.
man. What
So
we doing?
I mean, we could start with the wide receivers and see what else we can go from there. Whatever time permits, so we can start. I never said wide receivers, but I know wide receivers are your thing. You are the wide receiver guy.
Nah, man. To be honest, I need to do a little more digging as far as like the in-depth analytics piece of it. Right now, I just kind of carved out my first 8 to 12 guys that I'm gonna dig into. Pause, but that's those 8 to 12 guys. I like them a lot. I think there's a clear top tier. Then I also think there's a clear second tier, and then they get a little dicey after that. What you think?
I haven't went as far as putting them into tiers. I was surprised, you know, you was like you paid $80 for Marvin Harris, and you was like kind of asked that in disdainment, and I was like, do you are you one of them people that think Neighbors is number one, or do you feel that or one of them people that think they're neck and neck? Like what? How you feeling about Marvin Harris?
I think he's the wide receiver one. I do think Neighbors is closer to him than whoever the wide receiver 3 is to Neighbors. I think Neighbors he probably would have been wide receiver 1 in every single draft class going back to that Jamar Chase year, right? Like between now and then, he would have been a wide receiver 1. Neighbors.
Now you want to pull up my stuff because that's
I mean, okay. So last year, JSN was wide receiver 1, right?
Okay.
Wouldn't you rather have Neighbors more than JSN?
I can see that.
And
so hey, look, that's not going back that far when I start thinking about it, though.
It's not. But it is kind of far if you really think about it, because it's about to be
2022. Okay, I see that. 2021. This got to be where it stops. Ooh, I don't remember who came out 2021, but it got to be where it stops.
That was Chase, I think. Chase, Waddle, Devonta Smith, elite wide receiver class, right?
Yeah, I would have had him. I wouldn't even have had him 2 in that class.
You wouldn't have had him 2.
Yeah, he would have been below Devonta Smith for me.
No, I don't know.
I had such a high grade on him.
He had so many size issues, and he didn't run. Now, if he would have ran like a 4.3, people would have threw that out there. You know what I mean? But he didn't run, so he didn't run. He was super small. You don't got. I don't think Neighbors has a flaw.
And I'm not as high as everybody else on Neighbors.
Okay, so who?
And I don't. Maybe like as far as when I start looking at numbers like target share and dominating rating, I didn't see it. Like his numbers don't stand out there.
Yeah, it won't, and that's what me and you had talked about this last year. Like, I don't really care about dominator rating and target share when they play on elite teams.
Play mostly in the slot, yeah. I mean, he's gonna be good.
Whoa! Don't say mostly in the slot. Don't say play mostly in the slot. Like
he did play mostly in the slot. That's
it was only like 50% of the time. Like.
I mean, but he played over 50% of the time in slot.
It was like 52. I think it was 52%, right?
53? I mean, that's still.
Yeah, but he's not like a slot guy. You dig? Like, I think most of his reduction came out of the slot, if I'm being honest. But it's not like he doesn't have a flaw. I can't find one. He has the size. He has the athleticism. He played inside, outside, produced with elite talent next to him. He produced as a freshman, right? When Keyshawn Butte was supposed to be like wide receiver 1 in that class. He produced when Jaden Daniels was just like a regular guy, and produced when he was a Heisman Trophy winner
57% in the slot.
Yeah,
His first season, 95% in the slot.
that makes sense as a
Second
freshman.
season, then he went wide 61% of the time. Then he went back slot this last season, 53% of the time.
Mm-hmm. So to me, all that really tell me is like who's around him, right? So when you got I think it was Terrace Marshall and Keyshawn Butte, right? Okay, you're gonna play the slot. You're a young boy, you gotta play the slot. And then after them two left, Brian Thomas didn't develop into what he is this year, right? So we need you to play out wide. And now Brian Thomas is him. We can move you all over the place now.
Yeah, I don't doubt he's gonna be good. I'm just for them people that's like, yeah, he's on the same level as with Neighbors, or I'm thinking about him being Neighbors being over Morrison Harrison. I'm like, yeah, that they not close for me. For me, they not close.
It's all right, who's your wide receiver tier?
Like that's the tier. Look, he's by himself in that tier. That's the only tier I have.
Are you like who's your wide receiver 3 right now? Do you know who that is?
To be honest with you, I haven't updated my notes on him, but as of right now, it's Udunze. How to pronounce his name?
I'm not sure, but I hear people say Roma Dunes.
Okay. Yeah, so right now he's my number 3, but I haven't updated my notes on him. That's just the last score I had on him.
He's pretty that's pretty chalky. That's pretty consensus at this point. All right, so Marvin Harrison is a clear wide receiver 1. And then it sounds like Malik Neighbors is your wide receiver 2, and Roma Dunze is your wide receiver 3. Now,
1 and 2 ain't not gonna change. Like their score is so much higher than the rest. It's not gonna change. I don't think unless I just fall in love with Roma Dunze. I can't see it changing, but
so that's what I was going to ask you: is Neighbors closer to MHJ than Odunze is to Neighbors?
It's what about it's about the same.
About the
same length from each other.
To me, it's so what I'm thinking is like, okay, well, what's the chances that this person hits? And I think Neighbors has a better chance. All right, let's say Marvin Harrison chance of hitting is 100%, and Rome chances of hitting is 80%. If right in the middle of that would be 90%, right? And let's say that would be Neighbors for you. I'm saying Neighbors is more like 93, 95% chance of hitting. And he's closer to that than I think O'Dunes is. Now, much respect to Marvin Harrison Jr. We're not even gonna play with that. I personally think we're talking about these 3 too long, right? Like that's just what it is. Like,
yeah, because when we start talking about who fourth in line, I have no clue. Because I mean, the dude I got up there, I have questions about, and that. But this is just a prospect score. This is not my personal ranking. I just put some scores, and so far on my number 4, I don't know if I'm gonna keep him as my personal number 4, and that's Troy Franklin. I don't know he's gonna stay there, because when I look at it, I saw the film and I saw a lot of body catching, and I saw when I looked at the statistics, higher drop rate than I would like. So I, don't know if I'm.
What's his average depth to target?
Is there a reason you asked me that?
Yeah, because I don't think he's a pass dropper. So, but if the numbers are saying that, then I'm curious as to
13.
Yeah, see, I think that's pretty high, right? Anytime it's over like 11 or 12.
But like, last year was 12.9, and there's a big difference from his drop rate. And then this is on target drop rates. This is not even just any old drop rate. So
yeah. So are you saying like Because it kind of sounds like you're saying he has the potential to be way more consistent.
Yeah. You know, and all I do is mark the little negatives down when I see them, and that's a little small negative that I got to mark down because 10% on target balls dropped. You know, it's kind of high.
It
Kind
is
of high.
kind of hard, but with the context of the average depth of target, and this year, like the defenses they know, like him. Like what's his slot percentage?
Slot percentage 20%. It was 16.8 this past season. He's
Right.
not
So
slotting up.
he ain't getting no easy looks. He ain't getting no easy looks. And I'm with you though. He's my wide receiver 4 for me. And I haven't heard a lot of concern about the drop rate, and maybe that's because he gets so many targets and he's lined up on the outside and he gets like a higher depth of target. But I do hear a lot of concerns about his size, specifically his weight, and how slim he is, how he'd be able to hold up. And I'm
I don't
just
look at that weight no more. After I seen what Tank Dell did, we, you know, we ain't gonna be focused on that weight no more.
no. Look, there's it's what's the number now? Like one every 2 years, a guy is less than 170 and who does something in the league. I think we still got to pay attention to it, but we got to pay less attention to it now because these coaches are so creative with how they scheme guys open, and I'm not even sure. Tank Dell is a beneficiary of getting schemed open a lot, as far as like off the line of scrimmage. I know that happens with Cup a lot. I haven't really looked into it with Puka, but you can't throw him off his route if you can't touch him. But everybody not blessed like that, you know. And I don't think this guy's that small. I think if he puts on the weight I think he can put on, he's gonna come around like 190, 185. But if he's like 180, 6'2", I'm good with that. What I don't care about these days with those top tier guys is the long speed, like the 40-yard dash. I'm gonna stop putting so much emphasis on that.
Well, I told you about that. You be worried about their size and their speed. I'm like, bro, as long as they hit a threshold for me, everybody gets open in different ways when it comes to wide receivers. So I'm not gonna put value into that, man.
That's a fact. Now, it's gonna matter more for me, you know, if your draft capital is lower, you know. But if Troy Franklin let's say he goes to the Chargers in round 2, I don't know. He might move up to wide receiver 3 for me. I don't know. I like him a lot, man. I really like him a lot.
Yeah, I mean, he up there for a reason. I can easily see him getting up. Like I said, I did update my notes on Franklin, but I didn't update my notes on Roman. So I don't know exactly where I stand on him. Next, even though I rated him like a 7.5, but my other guys, I got a couple of them that's rated 7, and that's Brian Robinson, and I'm not even gonna mention the other guy. He might not even be on your list nowhere. But Brian Robinson, Brian Thomas. I'm my bad, Brian Thomas.
I got a long list. I doubt he's not on my list.
Nah, he might be way down there. I don't know why he's so high on mine. I guess he just met some of the statistics, analytical hits, but I know he ain't gonna get the draft capital to stay up there, so I'm not worried about it. He up there for now for raw prospect score.
Those are guys we should be talking about, right? Like who's like meeting the thresholds for the metrics or surpassing, who's getting these high prospect scores that aren't necessarily on the radar right now. Or, you know, I think I'd love to talk about those guys.
Oh well. Torrey Horton.
Yeah, Torrey Horton. He a dog, but he just plays
Javon
ball.
Baker.
So he another dog.
Trey Harris. These are
Wait, hold
people
on.
that nobody's talking about that, like hidden this statistically for me.
Right, and I'm not surprised about none of that. Actually, I think Torrey Horton is going back to school, and I
Okay.
think
What?
Trey Harris
He's
is
still
going
a
back.
senior. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, he is, but they get an extra year because of the COVID year.
I know they get years, but dang.
I don't think he should have went back, but
I mean, to me, that you might not have that dog in you going back. I know this a stack class, so people be like, I was come back, but man, the
it's
talent
that
don't
next
stop.
year.
It's gonna continue to come.
Right, it stopped next year. It stopped stacked next year too.
That's what I said. It's gonna stay stacked, homie. You can't run from it. It's called, I still don't understand Henderson. He really made me mad, but whatever.
That's what your rival would do to you. Michigan all in his head. He missing up. He passing up millions of dollars.
All right, so that means Javon Baker then raised up.
Nah, he in there. I think he in the Senior Bowl too.
So yeah, he showed it. I got.
If you believe in your little model, you got to keep him there.
Well, I told you. I mean, as far as a raw prospect grade, of course, it changes when it changes when the numbers come up, the athletic score, and then when the draft. That's the only thing that changes it.
I think Javon Baker's in the Senior Bowl as well.
He is,
and I got a lot of faith in him, man. He
high on target passes drop rate, very high, 12%. God dang, what you was doing?
How many targets he got?
And then he didn't get that many targets. 72.
Where were we? Javon Baker. Yeah, you don't like his high drop rate.
Yeah. That's the only red flag I had on his profile about high drop rate. So,
what's his average depth of target?
Oh, I'm sure it's high as hell. Because the man was averaging 19 yards, over 19 yards. You know that 17 that year, 17 this season, and 13 last season. But it stayed as high as it was. It stayed as high as it was.
You gotta give folks a break when it's that deep.
Wow, because some people don't. I mean, sometimes I question the quarterbacking. I do sometimes question the quarterback, but some people not dropping it like that. So I don't know. Like I said, I just put it. It's going to affect their score, but it is what it is. I mean, obviously, I still value his other things that he do positive higher, so that's why he up there. You really haven't told me who you got 4 or 5 or up.
Yeah, our first 4 is the same, but I'm struggling with that 5 right now. If I can be honest, I am struggling with that 5 right now. So right now it's like a 4-way tie. Right now it's between A.D. Mitchell, Xavier Worthy, Brian Thomas, and Xavier Legette. I also think the NFL is really gonna like Ladd McConkey, and I think they're really gonna like Brendan Rice.
So I keep hearing about the NFL might like Ladd McConkey, and He's just one of them people that I guess I'm not going to be on the train unless he go out to kill the athletic testing. And I think he gonna do well on that athletic testing because I'm looking at his high school athletic testing here. He's gonna be fine.
Yeah, he gonna run. He definitely gonna run for sure.
So, but
I don't know about his jumping and agility and all that, but he gonna run.
I don't know what other people are seeing that get them so excited though. You know, and I guess it's not like he didn't jump out on film for me. Of course, he definitely don't have the stats because of the offense they run. It's just like, so I don't understand why people getting so excited. So I guess for me to jump on board, he probably would have to get second round draft capital for me to like and go to a good spot for me to jump on board.
Yeah, I don't. Well, I guess you ain't getting on board then. I don't.
Well, if he ain't getting second round draft capital or going to a good destination, I'm not. I am not. Xavier Leggett.
Would the Titans be a good destination?
Hell no.
Right.
Xavier Leggett. One season of production. Yeah, I'm fine with that. When it comes with a running back, fine with that. It comes with a receiver, I'm not. That is very questionable, sir. That is very questionable.
I want to make some excuses for him, but I don't know.
But he's gonna be. I'm pretty sure he'll be productive. You know, but I'm just saying it's questionable when you do it for 1 year as a wide receiver. You know, I like this.
No, he's a big dude. He's gonna run really well. In the 1 year production he did have is ridiculous. Right. His I think he got like 1,200, 1,400 yards or something crazy like that. Right? Did I make that up?
I'm sure.
Like his career yardage, I guarantee you, is very similar to someone else that you're gonna have in here. It might be similar to Lad McConkey's.
No, I wouldn't be sure who I don't got him in there. But yeah, 1,200, yeah, 12.55.
1,200?
Mm-hmm. Over 1,200.
Yeah, man. I'm hearing like 6'2", 220 something, running low 4.4s. Should give you like, it's not great, but should give you Jonathan Mingo vibes.
Oh shit! I'm pretty sure he run better routes than Jonathan Mingo had to. I don't know, but I just assume because his ADOT was 13, so it gotta be running better routes than Jonathan Mingo.
Nah, I don't know. I wouldn't be confident in that just because. I haven't really watched some to that degree. I told you earlier, there's still a lot of digging in I want to do, but like he just became a wide receiver. So I think he got recruited as a quarterback.
But he was a wide receiver. That man been playing 5 years as a wide receiver.
No, I think he got recruited as a quarterback though.
He could have been recruited, but he been playing wide receiver.
He hasn't been playing though, so right. So it's like he got recruited as a quarterback, but then I heard like he was slashing between running back and wide receiver because he put on a lot of good weight. So I figured he could take up the load. But you had guys like Marshawn Lloyd there, Kevin Harris, like he wasn't getting no tick there, and then he got injured. A year after that, then in 2022, I don't know what the excuse is for that, but that boy had 18 catches and 3 touchdowns, which I guess is good. And then this shit out of fucking nowhere, guy gets 100 targets for 1,200 yards, which is insane.
Nah,
Not
he
only
played
did
wide
he get,
receiver in high school. He wasn't recruited as no quarterback. We ain't giving him no excuses. He was recruited as a wide receiver. He played wide receiver in high school.
so he didn't throw no passes.
I don't know what he did, but I'm looking and it said, oh, he played wide receiver and quarterback, but he was recruited as a wide receiver. So
yeah, man. Regardless, he don't got a lot of experience at wide receiver. Clearly.
hell nah. I'm not giving him no excuse. That man been struggling up the depth chart and finally broke out his 5th year. Took 5 years. So I only got 1 year of production. Questionable, real questionable.
I'm curious. So his career yardage is 1676. I want to see what Lab McConkey's is. I told you. Didn't I tell you? I said his career yardage is going to be higher than someone else's on this list.
It's Georgia. I could have told you all day. Like you can keep going back to any Georgia wide receiver you want.
I'm just saying it's going to be somebody on that list. What is he?
I have Xavier higher than McConkley, so I'm fine with that.
Okay. Who's above Xavier?
Who's above him? The other Xavier.
Really?
Corley, Cowan, Washington, Rice.
Wait, Washington.
Malik Washington.
Okay.
What was this? Marcus Rosemary, Jack Saint,
Keenan. How the hell is he so damn high?
I don't know. But I must have I like this film. Got better each year. Met my athletic threshold. Tracked the ball well, got open, gets yak. Yeah.
Xavier Leggett, more career yards than him.
Oh, I bet.
I bet you he don't got more than Bowers though.
Nah, I doubt that. He been that guy since he came now.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like he had Georgia, he caught passes.
And so he's Georgia. Like I said, if you would have switched roles, guess what? I bet you Rosemary Jack Saint would have been producing from his sophomore all the way until while boy, you probably would have never heard of Leggett who. You probably would have been saying Leggett who. He would have had to transfer out of Georgia.
Well, so look, you know I follow college, right?
Yeah.
I haven't heard of Rosemary Jack Saint, whatever the hell his name is. No offense to that
man. You don't even got him on your list?
I haven't heard of him until so I heard he got the Senior Bowl nod. But Jim Nagy and them do that every year, right? They put somebody on the Senior Bowl who's older, comes from like a prestigious school, might have been highly recruited, who just never broke out, right? I think that was Michael Wilson last year. There's probably a couple other guys last year and this year, really, but
I don't understand why these guys stay. I mean, I understand you're competing for championship, but if you're thinking about yourself, man, you need to go somewhere where you can get the ball. I don't understand. I could never.
Apparently, it's working out, right? If you can get a Senior Bowl invite, then you're okay.
I mean, you're probably gonna get drafted, but if you go get the high draft capital you probably could have got, if you went somewhere and had a kind of season like Leggett got.
That's the thing. Like, is he Leggett, right? Like you saying, because he didn't break out. What my point was that like this young man didn't break out to his senior year either, right?
But Leggett was red shirt senior year, not just senior year, red shirt senior year.
He was too.
Oh, Rosemary. I don't have.
He got 6 targets his first year. That means he probably played 1 or 2 games. And you got in 4 games, you can play 4 games and get your red shirt. So he red shirted too.
Let me see. Nah, he was recruited 2020. Yeah, he came to college 2020.
Yeah, but you redshirted.
2023. I'm just saying, it's only 4 years of college, while boy had 5.
Right.
Yeah.
So, okay, so I thought like if you come out your junior year, that's a good thing.
Right.
And I thought if you come out anytime after that, it's not.
No, I give them a hit if you spent 5 years in college as a wide receiver, I'm giving you a hit.
Okay.
I'm
So
giving you
if
a
you
hit.
spend 4 years in college as a wide receiver, you get a hit.
I'm gonna let it go.
Wow.
I'm gonna let it
I
go.
didn't know that.
But I give a bump. But I give a bump if you're early declare though.
Okay.
So that's how I manage it out.
All right, I get it. All right. So if it's 4 years, no, it's all good. No positive or negative. If it's 3 years, you get a bump. If it's 5, you get a hit.
Yeah, you're getting a hit. And it's a small hit. It's not a high, it's not a big, it's a small hit. It's not like the running backs. Oh, I hit them hard. Right. You want to stay. You know you on borrowed time. You want to stay. All right.
Nah, that's not right, man. Running back. I think you gotta adjust now because they got the NIL, they got the transfer portal. Like a lot of these kids are gonna make more money or just as much money if they stay, right, than they would in a guaranteed contract if they get picked in a day 3 or something like that. Maybe I need to do some more. The thing is, man, like there's nothing about this guy's profile that looks. Maybe I just gotta watch him play because nothing about his profile.
I would say, look at one high pedigree guy. When he was evaluated, they projected him off the back to be projected 2nd to 3rd round draft pick. So 4th round recruit, and when I really like the film. His PFF grade got better each season. So I mean, that and he fit my athletic threshold.
So wait, are you saying he's gonna run well?
Yeah, he's gonna run decent. In high school, he ran a 4.59. He gonna be fine.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
He blazed the short shuttle. When you get a below a 4-second short shuttle, you that dude.
All right, I'm just wondering why he ain't really produced like that. Then
it's Georgia.
What does that mean?
It's Georgia.
Okay, well, at least be the leading receiver in Georgia.
You know
what I'm saying? Like when George Pickens was there, Pickens.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, if this guy don't get the draft capital, I can give a damn who he is. I'm just telling you my raw prospects go. If the man don't get the draft capital, I give a shit who he is. Yeah, you know right. How I do with wide receivers. I don't. For sure. You don't get the draft capital.
My issue, not issue, but my question is, why is he so much higher than Leggett? Like Leggett had the better best season. He had the better career numbers, and it's just like, I'm just trying to figure out.
You know what it is? I don't have. I don't want to say all the statistics on him yet, like the dominator rating. They're really in the same. Don't think they're much higher. They're really in the same category. I really can easily put him over there. They're in the same category, but I still don't have all the analytics that I need on Leggett.
Yeah, I'm gonna put this guy. I'm gonna look into him some more because he might be on his own. Just want to give him a fair eval.
Yeah, do that. Tell me what you think.
Especially since you're saying he's the next Randy Moss.
Yeah, right.
He's.
I mean, will I stop my process? No, because I told you once they don't even get like. Usually they don't get 1st or 2nd round draft cap, but I usually don't draft wide receivers. I feel bad for not. I told you I don't, but I feel bad for not being able to get any of Puka shares.
Right.
But at the same time, there's a lot of other players that got drafted after the second round. They ain't done shit this season that I'm fine that I missed out on. So I mean, at the end of the day, I'm autocorrect because I know why I missed out on Puka. It was glaring in my face, and I'll autocorrect when it comes to that. But I'll continue for the most part not drafting any wide receiver. If they can't get drafted in the first or second round, they're not gonna be on my team.
Look, man, I got a challenge for you. You have this model, right? If you believe in it, then you should bend a little bit for it, right? Like if someone gets drafted in the 4th, 5th, or 6th round, but they got high grades in your model, then maybe you target them. But I'm not saying like get them like in the first round of rookie drafts or anything like that. I'm just saying like
Oh no, when I target
you gave me a lot of shit about Rasheed Rice, who's the second round.
When I target them
about Tank Dell too, and I don't know.
When I target them, I target them when someone else drops them.
Right, you told me that too.
Then they get on my roster. For the ones that don't get drafted in the first or second round, when someone else drops them, that's when because I didn't draft any of that boy with the Patriots. Your boy, what's your boy name?
I knew we was not gonna get through this hour without.
What's his name?
K-Sean.
I don't remember his name.
K-Sean.
Yeah. So guess what? Every time someone draft him, I put him on my team. You know what I'm saying? I would never draft that guy.
High grades for you though?
He hit all the marks. Like right. as far as my eyesight wise, he got the separation, tracked the ball well, was able to get open. Like all the things I like in a wide receiver, he hit. And I was like, just in case, while y'all drop him, I'll go ahead and put him on my team.
What you think about reception perception?
I do. I believe in that.
Yeah, I think.
And that's why I told you I didn't believe in Mango.
Right. It was also, I think he did very well, and I think Rasheed Rice did very well on that too. So I'm trying to just think of ways like how did I miss on some of these guys, right? Like some of it is just arrogance, right? But a lot of it is just
and it's not like I was the reason I wasn't as high on Rasheed Rice because I was autocorrecting. And it's not like I never thought he would produce. I just thought he wouldn't produce like he did the first season.
Right.
And he came on a lot quicker because it really happened in the second half of the season.
Right.
But it happened strongly. He came on real strong. And it was me auto-correcting for them getting other draft picks wrong. And I should have been more open, should have been more open to it.
Look, I still think that's not bad. Like the process isn't bad. So one, like they haven't proven that they're good talent evaluators at that position. Like they got lucky with Tyreek Hill. They drafted him in like the 5th or 6th round. I think he was only available that time then because he had like trouble in school or some like weird.
Yeah, because I went back for one. I mean, he's an anomaly. He was a special talent. Like when I looked at his film, I saw that he was special. But who thought a 5'8" receiver, 5'8.5" maybe, was gonna go out and play receiver like this?
Yeah,
I mean, he could have easily been drafted to another team. They could have been put at running back. You never know. I mean,
that's a fact. Yeah, he played a lot of running back at Oklahoma State. So you're absolutely right. And they just haven't been great at evaluating wide receiver talent. Whether if it's that's not just out of college, that's in the pros too, because MVS done squat for them. They paid Sammy Watkins like $13-14 million a year. He did squat for them. Like they just continuously dropped the ball at that position. So like it's not.
We knew somebody had to be the guy.
well, so not really though. Like if you think about it, like the year before the 23 season, 22. Who was the guy? Was it no?
Kelsey.
Yeah, that's it. No one else was reliable as far as like.
But Kelsey wasn't reliable this season, so
he wasn't the Kelsey we used to, but he
yeah.
still was like the tight end one. Like, you know what I mean? Him being a tight end one is so disappointing.
Well, he was a tight end 2, I think. He ended up being a tight
maybe,
end.
but that's tight end 1, tight end 2 is still like pretty good. And he missed time because didn't he have that issue with his knee?
If he missed time, he missed one game. If he missed time, he missed one game.
Let's say he missed one game. It's not like he came back after that one game and was 100%. You know what I mean, with the knee. So like he did well, but look, I think what I'm saying is like the process of our evaluation or projection on Rasheed Rice points was not wrong or bad. It just wasn't right this time, right? Like when you look at, it's not just like, hey, they constantly miss on wide receiver evals. They also have a lot of competition in that room, and we don't know what the fuck is going on, right? Like we know MVS is not coming off the field. We know they're going to sprinkle in Justin Watson. They traded for Kadarius Toney. They spent the same amount of draft capital, maybe more draft capital on Scott Moore that they did the year before.
Yeah, they need to get rid of their general manager. I don't know who he is.
Rice, right? Because it's like our process.
He need help. Maybe just need help because their defense have gotten better. So maybe he just need help in the offensive end.
Right, and it's not like, you know what I mean? Like it's not like Rasheed Rice like blew folks, you know what I mean, out the water in his draft prep. It's not like he killed the combine or was, the best dude at the Senior Bowl. That was Tank Dell, right? Like it wasn't. It was just like, all right, Mahomes said, yo, we gotta get this guy. So it was like, all right, fuck it. And it worked out, man. I don't think our process was wrong in that. We weren't right, but I don't think our process was wrong. And I
just didn't think he would be the best version of himself in Kansas City. It's not like I didn't like the guy.
Yeah, right.
It's just like I didn't think he would be his best version in Kansas City. I mean, when you start looking back, hella athletic, Biletnikoff Award semifinalist, you'd be like, the signs was there.
You see that every year, man. I remember, you know what? The last couple Biletnikoff one has been pretty spot on, low key.